Here I am in one of my most favourite places on the planet. It's a beautiful place where there's some sacred caves just up above Rishikesh. And there's a beautiful river and it's just paradise, quiet as anything. But still there's elephants and there's even tigers. One Baba told me today he saw a tiger. In fact, the tiger attacked a dog. So even though it's supremely quiet, supremely beautiful, and heaven itself, there's possibility of elephants as well, which is like, wow, I really want to see an elephant. But I was thinking about how, in this time, what's happened? We were all going along in a flow, a collective flow of events and personal flow of events, one thing leading to another, like a momentum. And then coronavirus came and upset all of the momentums. And that put us into a period of cosmic chaos, you could say. It became the moment where, and it still is the moment, where the dice are falling through the air. And that the path we're on, because a new element, an uncalculated element has come in, the virus, the path we're on can be removed, altered, reconfigured in a strange way. And also what I've been noticing is, adding to this, is that I might fall asleep one night and wake up in the morning as if I've somehow experienced years. Or to say, in the course of a day, I might experience a series of shifts that make me feel completely different at the end of the day as I did at the beginning. Are we all feeling this? Are we all going through these incredible shifts? And if we are, what's the best way of dealing with this season of massive internal transformation, which is reflected on the outside, obviously? And what I'm seeing is that focus and presence, these are the key things, because if you're not present, you're missing it. If you're not present, you're not getting the teaching from your internal dialogue. By noticing what the internal dialogue is talking about, there's the teaching about how far you've got to go before you're integrated with the awareness that you are. It tells you the whole lesson is there, all the comments, but most of them happen just under the conscious awareness. So you only kind of realize you've been chatting away to yourself when you stop. But to be awake enough to notice what you're saying about everything in the domain where people can't hear you, because there's a huge teaching there. And that's where real growth can happen, if you can be present to that and own that. So it's amazing how different the character with the internal dialogue and the judgments and the one that presents, how different those can be. But anyway, the main thing is to keep on coming back into presence. Because when you come back into presence, you come out of time and you reconfigure in the timeless. So that when you enter back into the time, you start doing things, then you have reset yourself. And in this time, I reckon the most important thing is to keep resetting, so that everything that's happening is integrated. And, there are different ways of doing this. The important thing is that you know what presence is. How you come into presence doesn't matter. It just matters that you do. So presence you can come into on a thought. Just the thought of presence for some people is enough to give them awakeness in that moment till they feel their presence. Presence is you fully here, energetically. You're here, you're seeing that, my God, look, those plants, that every single one of them is alive. Every one of them is a different green. Every one of them is filled with emptiness. Every bit of it is drawing me into awareness, into the wonder, because I'm present to it. Now, if you're not present to it, then it's just, it's just like the backdrop of a dream. but we want to be present to it, and then we're in heaven on earth. Keep coming back to presence. Keep coming back to presence. Some people can do it on a breath. They take a breath, and that lands them again and activates presence. Or some people perhaps might chant a mantra. Even just looking at nature, which is the nature of awareness after all, even just looking at nature will do it. There isn't an end to its exquisiteness. There isn't an end to its beauty. It reflects awareness, and it reflects the most beautiful aspect possible. This heaven, this very heaven here on earth. So, that's that then. I hope that you can keep returning to presence. Keep returning to presence and become more and more familiar with what that means. Take it out of the understanding and into the experiential. Something that you know, that beloved sense, I am. My beloved I am presence. Beloved I am presence. Not your persona, not present as your ego, not present as the part you played or are playing, but present as that beloved I am. Clear, pure, karmaless, free, whole, and happy. Whatever the circumstance. Doesn't matter. More and more this is teaching us that our sense of happiness must not be driven by circumstance. It must be driven by awakeness. Because to be awake to presence, that is happiness. That is joy. And it's always joy. And that joy doesn't matter what's happening because it's always there. This morning I was having my teeth drilled. Right? Root canal, tooth drill, right up in there. And I realized sitting there that this was happening because I was a bit drugged by the painkillers and the anesthetic and the rest of it. And I realized I had my eyes closed, but I was kind of seeing. And I was seeing that, my God, even this drill going up into my teeth, within like very, very near some root canal main nerve thing, which is excruciatingly painful if the two things meet. So I'm like watching this, but then I'm suddenly also seeing the whole thing's happening in unchanging awareness. And that even if that thing hit the nerve, it would make any difference at all to the thing that was perceiving it. And that kind of gave me a very odd comfort. I kind of sat back a bit into the awareness and just kind of watched this drill try and terrify me. I don't know what they thought of me. I think they probably thought I was a big baby, but anyway, they got it done. So awareness is unchanging. It's in every single scene. And it's the only thing that is in every scene of life unchanged. So that's the riddle. What is it that's in every scene? No matter what it is, inside or outside, it's what is it always there and doesn't change? And gradually it dawns on us, not in our mind, but in our being, what awareness is. And that dawn keeps going and going and going. And that's the wonder of life. That's the fulfillment, again and again and again. All is well. All is well.